The appearance and how your firm is perceived will determine whether they even pick up the phone. Now, here's what's wild. So many firms don't even pay attention to what their reputation is.
I am so excited to be having a business conversation today with Peter Webb.
Thank you so much, Ari. It's wonderful to be here.
Peter, what are the key factors influencing how a law firm acquires cases?
Marketing is the most commonly looked at first. Unfortunately, it's almost always the only thing they look at. And it's not true. It's just the initial inception of interest that leads to consideration and then engagement. But then we have the intake, which is your first impression of the law firm, which is how quickly and efficiently can you ask the right questions to ascertain if they have a case. If they don't have a case, you still deliver an excellent experience. I've even seen rejected people with one case later come back and say, I enjoyed that you treated me like a human being and I really feel happy. And they don't even think twice and they go to the law firm and it becomes a case that they paid nothing for just by actually delivering a good client experience. The appearance and how your firm is perceived will determine whether they even pick up the phone. Now, here's what's wild. So many firms don't even pay attention to what their reputation is. They think among their peers their reputation is something, but they haven't Googled themselves or really looked into it. And so they spend all this money in marketing and advertising, and their conversion rate, meaning the rate with which those people actually pick up the phone and call and become a client, is so low because they're driving people to this first impression of, I am potentially horrible. And then they don't call. And so they say, this isn't working. But really look at it as kind of a holistic journey. Are you giving the correct messaging? Does it adhere with who you are and what you believe and what separates you from everyone else to encourage them to even reach out? Do you look like someone that they would want to talk to, right? Does your intake mirror those words and that messaging? Are you providing a good client experience? You know, those are the factors. And then of course, reporting would be another major factor in paying attention to each of those segments.
Where are law firms missing the mark when it comes to the client experience?
Once they sign a client, it's almost like they don't treat that client the same at all. They treat them as another number. They treat them as part of the engine. Here's a great example, med mal firms. We all know that you could sign a med mal case and nothing's going to happen for 12 to 18 months. There's like this lull period. And so commonly I'll ask, how do you keep in touch with them during that 12 to 18 months? And they say, what are you talking about? There's nothing to keep in touch with them about. And I say, well, let me just give you one little word of advice. They have a birthday somewhere in there. So wishing them a happy birthday and not even actually understanding what that date is an example showing you care. So when you're talking about client experience, sometimes I recommend Googling yourself and seeing if you would hire you. I would recommend doing secret shopping and call the firm and record it and actually go through the whole process and really reflect in a vulnerable way. Would I hire me? And if not, take note of what those things are. The amount of positive change that can happen when they compare their vision of why they became an attorney or why they actually started the law firm to the experience they're delivering today because they delegated over to someone that doesn't actually care nearly as much, especially if that person is underpaid or doesn't make very much, and you don't have a system internally to acknowledge and really validate the hard work and efforts that they're putting forth. They're going to do the exact same thing to you. They're going to do the bare minimum. So client experience stems from the top all the way down, but it's internally and externally, which creates that culture.
I want to thank Peter Webb from Firm Performance for spending all of your time with us today. It was invaluable.